All we're just gonna tell you guys: January 1st, January 5th, March 19th, June 25th, December 17th. All this and more on This Week in Pop Culture. Welcome welcome all to another exciting edition right here on This Week in Pop Culture. My name is Arash Zandieh. With me always is Mr. Michael Bergy.
What up
Normally we
there,
got a
Hash?
full normally we got a full cast going on. Apparently, one's always late. The other two took a nice little day off. But guess what? We got so much to talk about. I don't even as much as everyone thinks that there's nothing or not a lot going on, Mandalorian's over. But yet we're still on that niche of we want more Mandalorian. Yet we also have the what was it? We also have other shows that are happening, which is Cobra Kai, and they couldn't come any better than the trailer of that release of just to get us so enticed. What they do, they make a nice little trailer of him making a website as if he changed the release, at least he making it seem like he changed the release date to not later in January, but making it January 1st. I can't. When I saw that trailer and I saw like the new date, I was like hooked. I was waiting for the later date. I didn't mind, but January 1st, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys at Netflix. Thank you, William. Thank you, everyone involved in Cobra Kai, for giving us that. What were your thoughts when you saw the Cobra Kai had changed their date to the January 1st date?
I was like, great. Finally, 2020 is going out with a bang, and 2021 is starting in the right direction. That made me super excited. I love the editing, and the way they did the trailer for it was definitely awesome because you got him sitting at the computer. And if everybody watched the episode, he has that weird look on his face, like he's never built a website and he's trying to do this. So I thought it was really cool. And you see him like typing away, and he back, one, enter. He's like, to the internet. Like, I thought that was awesome. Like, it was a great marketing. Netflix did the right thing by that, and doing it the way they did, I think they did a fantastic job. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's Cobra Kai. I binged the daylights out of those 2 seasons, and I'm sorry I have to work on Friday to watch it, but man, as soon as I come home,
hey, totally worth it. This right?
Yeah, it's going to give me something to look forward to when I get home. So I'm okay with this.
Yes, being the couch monster and all, and just sitting there just to kick back and relax and just watch Cobra Kai. And I know a lot of people. I mean, thank the Netflix gods, because on YouTube it was just a dying show. Like, people like you and I were the only 2 people that watched it, and the rest of the world, maybe one other person. If Dimitri T is watching, he's the other person that kept telling me, "Did you watch this episode? Did you watch this? Did you watch this?" Like, yeah, I did watch it. But the rest of the world, we couldn't tell them, "Hey, go watch Cobra Kai," and everyone just said, "No, we'll wait till it comes out on DVD, or we'll wait to binge watch all of it down the line, or hopefully YouTube will just release it, just not as a show, but they'll throw in their commercials just like everyone can watch it."
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Netflix gets it and becomes one of the most popular shows on Netflix.
I'd say it's up there with like Stranger Things right now, honestly, to tell you the truth, with what they've been able to do on there. I absolutely think it's amazing that it's getting the buzz for it. We also are seeing more of the life and the background and the story of Daniel LaRussa, and all of that characters and his issues that he had with Cobra Kai since then. And I just think it's amazing. Like, I'm surprised we haven't seen something like this before that. I know we
Yeah.
did get that one movie where they made Jackie Chan, Mr. Miyagi, like that type of version, and oh God, was not good at all.
What are you talking about? That was the premises of Hangover 2. Little Asian.
Yeah. Let's not discuss that. It's just not good at all.
No, we don't want to talk about the Jaden Smith, Jackie Chan version that we,
No, I think I'll pass. That's definitely I'll pass on it.
because he didn't do the move either. He didn't even do the move.
No, he didn't do the move, which I'm a little bit
If he
upset
did
about.
Would-
I think that would have been at least better than what they did.
Right.
So I mean, it is what it is. Could have definitely done a better job with that movie, but this show has definitely done a lot with it, and I like that they brought in some of the other cast and they brought in some of the older characters, and obviously with this new season, we're going to see where he went to Okinawa.
Yes.
The guy that he battled out there, and then the girl they had an interest in, and they're coming back, and I like dig that. We're going to dig more into Mr. Miyagi's history and more of the the dojo and stuff like that, and where his karate came from, and we're going to get more of that, which I think is amazing. I've always been a fan of martial arts, so I definitely am looking forward. And I know we are going to get some of the other characters probably back here in the States. Who knows if one of them may come back, or the love of his life from the first one, might be back. Who knows?
Maybe we get the fourth Karate Kid to kind of make her appearance. Yes, I did say that her appearance.
Hilary Swank, yay! She'll be back.
Hey, it's better than having the boyfriend type who played Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. So
that's true. That is true. You are true there.
Which he just came into.
I don't know, man. We'll have to see what they're going to do with it. It's going to be interesting to see what they do.
I say Hilary Swank shows up at the very end of the episode, just so we can get into a fourth season and then jumping into a fifth and final season. I'm told like this is supposed to end at 4 anyway, but we don't know what's going to happen, because guess what? As they're talking about as we're going to watch season 3, season 4 is going to start being filmed somewhere down the line, and we're going to jump right into possibly season 5, and that'll change based on our lovely rumors and thoughts and what we love so much about the Cobra Kai storyline.
And you got to think they might even bring in some other. Who knows if this might spawn maybe a new type of movie? Maybe these kids could do something like that, even if it is a Netflix-based movie, which we know Netflix is big on right now, or it could do something that might hit the big screen with a low budget and could be a box office boom. I mean, these kids are probably going to come very cost effective. I mean, you're just doing martial arts, so it's not like you need a lot of special effects, a big budget for that type of stuff. We're not doing any CGI. So there's a possibility they could do that. I'd love to see it if they come up with a really good storyline.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's going to be interesting. We shall see. I mean, who knows what 2021 brings, and let's hope it's more of good shows like this. That's what we need. That's what we need.
I mean, while we sit here and wait for also Amazon to give us The Boys season 2 sometime in September as well too. There's also another season 3. Yeah, but yes, season 3. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it'll be coming out later this September. But we do have one other show that's coming out also not too long from now, and that is the history of swear words, which I thought this was a joke when I first saw this, and to literally sit there and just to realize that Nicolas Cage is going to host the show on the history of swear words. And the trailer of it is just screaming the word like
Yep. And I like part of the trailer where they show it and they give you what the word means, and the FUCK, it's the fortification under the consent of the king.
Yeah.
That's literally it. And they got a paper that they could put up in their house that literally said FUCK on it. I think this is hilarious. I never knew that that's what it meant under the king's, law. So I think it's kind of cool. Like, and what other words we're going to learn? And they were some of the comedians and some of the people that they're talking about, I think are going to be absolutely amazing because some of those comedians are hilarious that they've got on there. So I'm looking forward to them and their take on the swear words or the culture of it. And who did someone decide that this word is technically a swear? Like someone could come up tomorrow and the Oxford Dictionary could sit there and say, you saying Coca-Cola is a swear. And now all of a sudden it's banned. Right. So who's the definitive person that basically said that? And then you saw that where they talked about like parental lyrics for parental advisory, content's explicit for hip hop music and rap music back in the 80s and 90s. And that's where it really got challenged in Congress and that. So I get it. Some of those words are definitely not appropriate in everyday, culture and everyday conversation, but they are a part of, the history of the world, basically. Yeah. Sure. Everybody's going to swear. Everybody's going to do something. I'm just going to be intrigued to see some of these details on it, some of the history of it, the vernacular of it, where it came from, how it's properly used in everyday conversation. Because if it's everyday conversation where I can use the word that, dude, I can't wait.
Speaking of someone who definitely needs a few swear words at him right now. This guy right here, Mr. Mayhem.
Hey. This is how I roll. Yeah, late. That's how you roll.
Late, man. When you got to do late last minute Christmas shopping, this is what happens, man.
Last minute Christmas shopping?
Oh yes.
Okay.
That's a story, and we're sticking to it.
So I see you guys are talking about swear words. Before I begin this episode, I want to dedicate this episode to you guys for having me on. It's been how long now? You guys have been awesome. Shout out to Les, who's not here. Shout out to Sam. We're going into a new year, and I want to be saying how thankful I am for you guys. I don't get to say it. That said, back to you, Hash.
So we are right now on the new Nicolas Cage show happening on January 5th. And that is the history of the swear word. We were just talking about how awesome the trailer was, where all you see is just him screaming the word F the whole entire time, which is hilarious. So, and then Bergy just said what actually the FUCK stands for, what it did stand for back then, and how it is now, and how it's just how we now use it as a noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb. You name it in the English dictionary, that word as used to describe almost everything and anything you can think of.
Yeah.
So Mayhem, just so you know, is like the word FUCK stands for, like, it was the fornication under the consent of the king. So you were allowed to. So that's what it was, and you got a piece of paper you could put up in your dwelling that basically said you're allowed to FUCK. Like. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. I want to find that in an old document somewhere in historians. Someone hopefully they have that somewhere in the Smithsonian.
I'm gonna make it into a poster. We're gonna make it into a poster.
We'll put it right up here. It's gonna be right up here on the wall.
This is what it actually stands for.
Listen, we as human beings are great trolls. Like, we've been trolling the king from since back then with just this word. Right. Because you can use that 4-letter word for anything. The situation, this person, this meal. It's just, wow. This is awesome. I'm interested in seeing it only because I like seeing Mr. Cage with some emotion. Like almost the time he's,
oh my God,
I'm the Dark Avenger. I'm the Ghost Rider.
Oh, he can't really butcher this one, hopefully, right? Bad acting. His bad acting can't ruin this.
I mean,
give him a check. We'll see.
He was gonna be Superman at one point. I mean, could you imagine him as Superman?
I am so glad he is a Superman. Listen, me and my boy were just talking about Superman. There are only two iconic Supermen: Christopher Reeves and Henry Cavill. Don't get me wrong. To the other actors that have played Superman, the one before Man of Steel, I can't remember his name. He did a phenomenal job. They did a pretty good job. But I'm sorry. Knocked it out the park. When you look at Henry Cavill, you kind of get that sense of being a superhero, which is what Christopher Reeves did way back when. You think of all that technology and lack of technology they had back then, it's crazy. He did a great job. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but Kevin Spacey did a great job as Lex Luthor. I'm sorry. And then what was the first guy's name? The first Lex Luthor for Christopher Reeves. What was his name? I'm gonna look at him. Yeah, so he did a great job as well. So Superman, Nicolas Cage would have killed the series. It would have to reboot everything. Now,
I like the actor who plays Superman Returns. I thought he was a great actor.
Brandon Root.
Superman Returns, yeah.
Brandon Roth, thank you. Brandon Roth played a phenomenal Superman to
Gene
get us
Hackman.
into that next step, because we needed another Superman. We needed a Christopher Reeves type of Superman, because everyone wants to forget Superman 4 ever existed.
The quest for peace.
Oh. Everyone wants that movie shunned to the grave. Dig it 20 feet, 50 feet under. We will take Brandon Roth. I'll take Brandon Roth and replace that one for Superman 4.
The funny thing is, too, is like when you saw the one where Nicolas Cage was supposed to be it, he had the long hair for it, and they had like a suit that was almost like yeah, well, no. They had a black suit, but beforehand, he was supposed to come out in a red and a blue suit that actually glowed. Think Green Lantern style. And one of the things that he was supposed to fight at the end was a gigantic spider that Kevin Smith had talked about, and they'd asked him about writing it. And they used that giant spider in the Wild Wild West movie with Will Smith. They used that as a plot. It was originally supposed to be in the Superman movie, and they're like, it was supposed to be a Brainiac thing, and it was supposed to be that. And I was like,
the art designer for the Tim Burton Spider-Man Kevin Smith script, that designer ended up working for Wild Wild West. So every monster or device you saw in Wild Wild West, the Will Smith movie, was all based on the rise and it was for that Superman movie with Nicolas Cage, as we're still in the Nicolas Cage movie of that Superman existing.
Christopher Reeves or Henry Cavill. If Christopher Reeves came back, I'd watch it. Listen. The first movie I couldn't remember. Remember, Marlon Brando was Jor-El. Yeah. Marlon Brando. Gene Hackman was Lex Luthor. Come on, what a cast! What a cat! No, Nicolas Cage. I'm here to protect you. Like, come on.
Thankfully, so that movie will never come to existence ever. But we do have one movie that is
hold on. They actually have 50 minutes of that movie actually done, edited in footage. You can actually find it. I want to watch that. I want to see how bad that would have been. Such a trash heap. That would have been on par, I think, with 2020.
Thank you, Dennis.
You know what, Bergy? Let's put that on a giant pause because we could watch it. We should just live stream the heck out of it when we find the footage.
Right.
It'll be a private chat, ladies and gentlemen. We'll give you a private link to join us watching this film, and you guys can comment away. But here's one movie that has so many cast members at this rate right now. There's just so much going on that I don't even know where to begin, how it's gonna. I'm actually more concerned about how it's going to start, because I know how it's going to end, because what they have listed or what's going on is not going to be the start for Spider-Man 3. This sounds like the finish for Spider-Man 3, because they have been filming since October. So there is no way in heck that within these 3 months that they're just getting everything. And if they since they have already gotten Andrew Garfield, with them pronouncing Tobey Maguire, this is going to be another, I would say, clickbait in a way for us to show up to watch Spider-Man 3, to have the three of them show up at the very end of the movie. But here's the problem, and I believe one of you guys will agree to disagree, which is why we love it. Morpheus comes out on March 19th. Then Venom 2 comes out on June 25th. Yeah, in 2021, we will have the release of Morbius, and we'll have Venom number 2.
Right.
Now, this is now 4 of the villains. This will make the 6 if they go with this plan.
Okay.
Because we know we have a Vulture.
Yep.
Mysterio. And we have Mysterio. Those are the only 2 Spider-Man villains that we have from Tobey Maguire. As they have said, they brought in Doc Ock and
Electro.
So that makes 4. To make the 6 would be Morbius, and it would be Venom. Now, here's what gets weird. If they go with this plan, but the Spider-Man movie doesn't make sense, because if they put all 4 or 6 of these villains in here, Morbius and Venom wouldn't make sense. That would have to be to the later Spider-Man movie. That would be for Spider-Man 4. Right. Now, the other rumors going around is Sandman is listed. The other rumor is a goblin.
Okay.
Now, which goblin is it? Is it which Osborn are we getting? Is it Harry Osborn or is it Senior?
That depends on who's confirmed. Do we confirm Willem Dafoe is back on?
Or James Franco.
Yeah,
or
the kid from the Andrew Garfield one.
Yeah.
Right.
And the other rumor is if they're going for the full Spider-Verse movie, there would also have to be a Gwen Stacy, which means Spider-Gwen has to make an appearance. And currently, right now, Emma Stone is currently pregnant.
Well, so she doesn't have to be in the whole movie.
Right.
She can cameo. She can cameo in the beginning.
Right.
Open the suit. Bing, bam, boom. There it
is. How
is.
far along is she? Yeah, she may be able to work if this is the way. You know what I'm saying? If she's not showing.
It depends on what she's doing. She might not have to do action sequences, so they could have her stand there, be in a room or something. They put her behind a desk or something. There's different ways. Gal Gadot was pregnant when she was filming Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, and Wonder Woman, right?
No, Batman vs Superman. She was pregnant there. We had her at Rhode Island. We had her at Rhode Island Comic Con. She was like 7 months pregnant or something while she was there. No one knew. That woman hit it. Bless her. Like they could do it in Hollywood. Just saying. As long as they don't throw her over a bridge. You know what I mean? That'd be a little bad.
So, I'm gonna wait till you finish, Ash, but I want to go in on the Spider-Man 3 review.
So then there's so much more. Not only, yes, we do have the Emma Stone. This is why I'm saying everyone's jumping on the hype for all this stuff. We won't probably get a full action scene or what's really going on till the very end, because somehow in Spider-Man 3, all of this has to be explained. You can't go in throwing all of our Spider-Mans like as if you just watched the cartoon movie, because even that one to how it was when it comes to live action, you can't repeat you can't stir the same pot and get the same results, you know? And who's going to come in to play Kingpin if it is? How do you explain Daredevil?
That'd be D'Onofrio.
So with the Daredevil storyline already in play, with the Matt Murdock storyline coming in play, having all of your major Spider-Man characters does not make sense. Having the villains chase a known Spider-Man makes sense. Go ahead, Mayhem.
All right, so I feel like in the beginning of Spider-Man 3, we're going to see Peter on the run. All right, so we're going to see him on the run. He might be actually chased by, the PD, helicopters, all this other stuff. Everybody's out for Spider-Man. That's what. We may see a flashback or a scene where the criminal masterminds like Kingpin put out a hit on him too. So we got the police and the criminal underground. As far as the Sinister Six goes, we have been looking for this. They have been pushing us toward this since they said Vulture and Mysterio. Both villains have been done phenomenally. So I cannot wait. If they do Morbius, I don't think he's really part of the Sinister Six. I think they're gonna hit us with you thought it was Morbius, but haha, somebody else. If Willem Dafoe comes back as the Goblin, bro, that man killed it. None of you can ever say he did not kill the Green Goblin. As far as the Spider-Man goes, I think, and I was hoping that they do a little bit more, but I think he's gonna end up at like Doctor Strange's house, and something's gonna happen where they have to meet, and he's gonna be going through reality. So it's gonna be like quick, maybe 5-minute cameos, where it's something like that. Boom, 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 boom. They may come back as Spider-Man 4 or maybe 5 or whatever. But I think it's just for like quick cameos that we as viewers can be like, oh my God, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and Andrew Garfield. Oh my God. And like we could literally be in the chairs and just our minds are like, and explode, But if we ever do get something where all three of them team up, oh my God. Like if they team up to go against whatever villain, I will cry. You're
gonna cry regardless. Let's just be honest. You're gonna cry regardless.
I know, but it's like when Cap called Mjolnir, okay? Like everybody was like, where's Mjolnir? And you see Cap, boom. Okay, I always have to say this. I'm sorry. That Avengers Assemble scream, trash. Anyway, he grabs it and he was just like, we knew it. So if we could get all three of them to kind of come together and beat whatever I hate you, whatever boss it is, that would be dope. Gwen Stacy's appearance, I'm kind of siding with Bergy on this one. With with that she could just make an appearance. She could be looking in from somewhere. You don't have to get a full body shot or whatever if it's gonna be Emmett. So it can work. They're just gonna play with us, but we're all gonna get the fight scenes between Dr. Octopus, Electro. I'm hoping Green Goblin. They may even throw in the Vulture. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot wait because I think through this movie we're gonna go through different reality.
Wait. So you're saying this, okay? Tobey Maguire Spider-Man gets his butt handed to him by all these extra villains that come out of the verse. Then he screams, "Spider-Man assemble!" And then
I hate you. It might.
All these things appear out of nowhere, or Doctor Strange goes, "Look, I built you a team. Spider-Man assemble!" Something with this.
So I'm gonna say this because I want to hear Bergy's thoughts, right? But check this. Why would they need to bring in the villains as well as the Spider-Man? If Tom Holland was just going through it and was just like, I just want to get coached by an old Spider-Man or whatever, they wouldn't need to bring back the villains unless they were like, I don't know, trolling them while speaking. They have to come together. Shoot, we might get a Sinister 4. You know what I'm saying? Before we get the actual Sinister 6 in the next movie. So it's got to be something, man. I'm telling you, they all come. I'm telling you, if all 3 Spider-Man comes out, that's the shirt you need to buy. Hear me. If all 3 Spider-Man come in the third movie and they come together, whatever shirt is selling, you need to buy that immediately. And don't wear it ever. Just put it on the wall. You see my picture right here? Well, right here? Boom. Put it on the wall for everybody to see. And get it signed.
Get it signed. Yes, that's true. Get it signed.
Oh my God. It'll be, oh my God. Leslie, do you hear me, Leslie?
I think everyone hears you, Mayhem.
I'm working on my lower voice.
His acting voice is going way too deep for
his acting voice. I agree with everything with Mayhem here with this last, but we're all expecting all 3 of them to be on the screen at the same time.
Yes.
Who's to say they are going to be on the screen at the same time? We might, like, some of the villains they're picking up that they're saying are going to be in the next movie were Andrew Garfield's, villains. So who's to say that we don't get Andrew Garfield that somehow is doing where he's battling against Electro? He's in that scene where he has that type of battle. Maybe he passes away in his universe, and there's something going on, puts out of whack. Madam Web steps in. She talks to Doc Strange. We get all of this where now Tom Holland's on the run. He gets out of that universe, maybe goes to a different universe. That's how we might get it. I'm intrigued to see what they're going to do. The villains, I mean, we're getting Doc Ock. I mean, Alfred Molina, I thought did a phenomenal job as Doc Ock in the Tobey Maguire version. I thought he did a great job. I love Kristen Dunst. I just don't think she was the right pick for Mary Jane.
Boo!
I'm sorry. I didn't feel it. I
agree with you.
You know, because of Save the Last Dance and things like that, I just didn't picture her as that role. I like the one that they have now with Tom Holland. I love Zandieh. I think she's a beautiful girl. She's a wonderful actress. I definitely enjoy her. With that being said, who's to say what other villains they're going to bring in? If you bring in Venom and Morpheus as part of the Sinister Six, they weren't original Sinister Six. So to have them in there, I think it would definitely kind of mess up what they should have for the original Sinister Six. And I think you're probably going to get Kingpin. We're going to see him in this. I hope it's Vincent D'Onofrio too, because he did a phenomenal job in Daredevil. So I love him as a villain, and to put him on the big screen with these other actors who he has way more accolades than half of these guys does. He should be in this movie and in this, the Spider-Verse that they're trying to create. You bring back Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. I don't think he died at the end of that. I think that was a play, and he's somehow alive. We have J. Jonah Jameson, which I love that actor playing that role. I think he's spot on perfect. There's a lot of stuff that they can do with this. I think we will see, Gwen Stacy. I don't know if we're going to see their version of Spider-Gwen. I'd like to see a Spider-Gwen, but I don't think she will because she's pregnant. Who knows to say we don't see something from another version? I'd like to I still say by the end of the movie, if it's not the end of the scene, it's at the after credits or mid-credit scene, we're seeing Miles Morales. We're seeing a real-life version of Miles Morales. He's going to be in it. It's not going to be Childish Gambino because that's supposed to be the uncle. Right. But I think we are definitely, and if he is, does he play the Prowler? Because if that's the case, he's the Prowler, and I would be okay with that. But at the same time, I kind of want a little bit more older, grizzled Prowler, like the way they did in that. And in the video game, Miles Morales, the uncle is the Prowler, but he's a little bit more older, grizzled look. Gambino, I think, could do it, but I want him as, Lando. So put him in Star Wars. Don't put him over here yet. I want him over there. But I think we definitely see Miles Morales at some point. We're gonna see him in this. If not the end of the movie in the big giant fight scene or however it goes,
at the end of
scene.
4?
At the end of the credits.
4, but you're saying by the end of 3 or literally into 4, we're gonna see Miles Morales?
I think at the end of the credit scenes, and I said months ago, they're gonna see something. Tom Holland or one of the characters is gonna be walking down the thing. His spider sense is going to go, both of them, and you're going to see both turn, and we're going to see the kid turn and look, and it's going to cut to the scene. We're not even going to see his face. We're just going to see the backpack, the jacket, the backpack. That's what we're going to see. You're going to see him start to turn, and they're going to cut to black.
Maybe the Adidas sneakers?
Dude, I'd be down with it. Right? We're not going to get the Jordans. We're going to get the Adidas, but I think we could definitely do it, and seriously, just as Mayhem says,
will it really matter? Or they could just have a pair of Jordan sneakers dangling somewhere and some kid grabs them off the line. That could be another way as well, too.
I think with the creative control that they have, it's going to work out fine. It's going to work. Like Daredevil immediately fits in because before he was Daredevil, he was always a lawyer. He was always representing superheroes like that. So whatever Tom Holland's going through that he needs help for, hell, there could be a Daredevil in every multiverse that he visits now. That would be dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could go so many different ways, man. It works. Now that they have creative control, what seems to be creative control, it'll work. To add on to what Bergy said, I don't think they're going to put Venom in because Venom is his own super villain. Yeah. And I don't think Tom Holland's Spider-Man is adept enough to deal with villain right now. He almost died to Vulture and Mysterio. Yep. Somebody who goes against his spider sense is gonna kill him. I'm sorry, he's not that experienced. Yep. Maybe in the 4th or 5th movie, I think, but we'll see.
And honestly, do you think we're not going to see? He technically, according to this, he killed a person. You don't think an Avenger might try to come after him and stop him? Yeah. To be like, yo, we got to bring you in, man. You killed somebody. Like, we know who you are.
Or whoever the cap they have playing, like the super soldier, the U.S. agent. Excuse me. I think he'll be him. I think
that could be interesting
because I feel like Steve Rogers would come and talk to Spider-Man and they work things out. We already know he's not going to bring you in, especially when Hydra was all up in S.H.I.E.L.D. But okay, whatever. Tony Stark fans. Okay, so I hate y'all. Sometimes. Tony Stark, he created Ultron. Anyway,
and he creates a second Ultron too. If you forget that too, but
right, I think it'll be the representative for him until Falcon takes over. It'll be the U.S. agent who'll try to actually capture Spider-Man without necessarily listening to him. What's going on?
I think you could see Hawkeye as that because he could be a part of the age. Maybe he's out training, Katie Cassidy, his daughter. Like. Could be that. Maybe that's like one of their first missions. But I think if Iron Man was still alive and Cap, Iron Man definitely goes to his apartment, waits for him to come home. He's like, Underoos, what'd you do? Let's go. Let's explain this to me. And he could have the suit and he could talk to the suit and do the technology. I think that suit's going to play, and that's how he's going to get off on this. Because remember, that suit records everything. Iron Man has said his suit records everything. He can record the fights with Captain America, and he was able to defeat Cap and figured out his moves, but Cap ended up beating him. Cap beat him, but Cap beat him with 2 people that were super soldiers.
He got beat up by 2 old people from Brooklyn. Say it loud.
Brooklyn. Both were in the freezer at one point in their life too. So he got beat by capsicles. 2 capsicles.
Okay. Jarvis ain't help you then, all right? Well, who was the Pepper? Who was the Pepper Potts at that point? Yeah, he'd save you.
No, it was still Jarvis. It was still Jarvis.
All right, whatever.
Jarvis didn't do anything.
Butt handed to you.
Jarvis was in the middle of doing an update. He was doing a patch. He had a security patch he had to take care of.
Oh my God.
Have you felt this train go off the rails?
Well, it's better than our Martha talks. Martha. Dude, oh my God, I'm on your side now.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit as well, too.
I swear to God, they're going to sit there and go, Ben, it's going to happen. We're going to get a Ben. We are going to get a Ben.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get a Ben. And then we're all going to sit there like a piece of paper. We're going to go, Ben. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. It's going to be hilarious.
there's gonna be a Ben moment, or if they figure out which Ben stays alive, because in one of the Spider-Verses, Ben is alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it because all the memes have gone around saying who's not in Spider-Man 3, and Venom at the bottom goes, Uncle Ben. And I was just like, kind of harsh, but he's kind of true because he's the only person not cast.
In one Spider-Man movie, Spider-Verse, it's Aunt May who's passed away. It's Uncle Ben who's still alive.
Yep.
And then he has the freakish heart attack. Like, oh my God, really?
Spider-Man's Martha moment is, with great power comes great responsibility.
Yes.
That's it. Once you say that, everybody's just like, all right, he's cool. I would love to see Carnage done right too, but they're not going to release him until Venom 2.
Venom 2. So.
It's not happening until Venom 2.
But Woody Harrelson, I think, is a spot-on perfect. Oh God, he looks that end scene where you saw him when he saw the end scene, he's like that, and he's just like talking. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I think he's gonna nail it.
And for him, it's all about that wig. And this opens into another version as well too, and that goes into this crazy Venom, Carnage, Spider-Man movie that's going to be happening later down the line as well. And yeah, that's why some of the sinister stuff doesn't make sense. Some of it does. Go ahead, Mayhem. Go crazy.
Can I tell you about how I would have my head explode? I'm going to keep it PG. How I would have my head explode if the Venom, Carnage, and Spider-Man movie was called Maximum Carnage.
Oh God!
Yes. Oh my God,
dude! I have to do the Mayhem thing. It's like
dude, yeah, and that reminds me of everything from that video game.
Well, that game was hard. That game was brutal.
I think he's right though. If they did that, it's going to be Maximum Venom or Maximum Carnage. It's Maximum Symbiotes. It's something, but Maximum is going to be in it because they're going to want to capitalize on that because you'll get the comic fans, the video game fans, all of that. It's instant paycheck. It's instant box office.
I just call it Maximum Spider-Man just to go that deep into it. You're calling it Maximum Spider-Man as one of the titles, unless they go with the Maximum Venom line, which will make sense. If it's the next Venom movie, would be Venom 3 would be called Maximum Venom. Maybe.
It might, honestly.
I mean, it could do the Maximum Venom. I mean,
anything with if they get the Maximum done with that Maximum font, give us the font. Because that font was not only in the comics, was also in the video game. You give us that exact font, you have everyone's attention just on the title.
You don't even have to do a full trailer for that. You just do that on the screen, Maximum or something like that, with that font. It broke the internet that day. It will break the internet that day. It does.
So the answer, Kevin, that we've already talked about it before too. We don't know exactly because Morbius comes out first, way before the new Spider-Man 3 movie happens, and this would make sense down the line if they do a second Morbius movie or whatever the end credit scene for Morbius is going to be. Will not lead for the current Spider-Man movie, but will lead into the next Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I think Morbius might lead into Venom too. I think so. He's going to tie more into Venom and the Carnage than I think it will with Spider-Man. Because remember, they want to try to keep that over. Sony has the rights to that, where Sony and Disney kind of have the Spider-Man thing. So, I think that ties in more to Venom.
Well, recently, Sony did extend Sony's contract was extended.
Yeah.
Sony's contract was extended, which means Spider-Man is here to stay on the Sony lot, and Sony has almost every single pull, while Marvel still has their Spider-Man, which they can pull out any single time. But we were also talking about certain Spider-Man movies when it comes to Miles Morales, who has the rights to it. Now, if everyone remembers, during when Fox had the X-Men and Fantastic Four, Marvel went out of their way and stopped production of not only of Fantastic Four, but also stopped production on the X-Men for quite a short while. We had no X-Men stories except for the Logan storyline, and that's where Sony took their last book from, was the Logan movie. Now, that being said, Marvel never stopped making Spider-Man. Never did, even with the Spider-Man deal, which means Marvel always had high hopes in Sony's product and the way they held movies. Even with the Amazing Spider-Man doing as bad as it did, with one botch of a storyline, one botch in the storyline, the movie was actually good.
Right.
And it had potential to go into a third movie, but that small botch in the movie from trailer to movie hurt them so bad that even they had a hard time to recover from that little mess up. God, man.
I think with Marvel and Sony, honestly, the deal for Marvel right now is like it's not hurting them. And I think now hearing this, I think what's gonna happen is after this, I'm gonna call it the Maximum Carnage movie. So we're gonna get Venom 2, then we're gonna get Maximum Carnage, right?
Okay.
I think depending on how they're going to pitch Tom Holland Spider-Man, they're gonna redo everything. So it's gonna be like maybe a Secret Wars, but they're gonna do the universe all over again because I can't picture Tom Holland's character as Spider-Man being gritty from here on out. Like he's gonna go from happy to experience to kind of like a gritty Spider-Man. Maybe he'll stop being Spider-Man at one point in time, and it'll bring somebody else, and it'll kind of like do everything all over again. But I honestly, from Marvel, this is nothing. They have so many other projects they're working on, they're getting money from. This is nothing. Sony only has the movies, and right now they better make the best of it, and they better come out showing their butt because Venom 2 better be great. Maximum Carnage better be great. Right. Morbius, I think will have a tie. I can see it. It could be Spider-Man, whatever. It probably be an Easter egg we have to look for, honestly. But if they're gonna do a Morbius 2, they better show their butt on that one because I think Morbius is a really one movie character, honestly. Right. Maybe if they bring Blade, who Marvel's been trying to push lately. So if they bring that in,
they have the actor cast too.
They have the actor.
That's right.
So
yeah,
it would make sense. It would make sense to have a Morbius movie going into a Blade movie.
It makes sense. You guys remember Blade, the first one? It began with the club scene. What? That was a great scene. Sorry, guys.
Dude, I love Blade, so I'm looking forward to it. I know Wesley when he got out of prison, he tried to bring it back to life, and then he actually wanted to play Black Panther. He was fighting for Black Panther.
Yeah,
they went with Chadwick Boseman, which I think was a perfect casting. I would love to see what they might do for other characters and other Spider-Mans for future. So my question, what other Spider-Man would you like to see? For me, Scarlet. I want Scarlet Spider. I would love to see him in here. I would love to see that, but I don't know if they could do that, but I think that could be somebody. And I don't think Tom Holland, I think he's going to do the role for many years. Good 10 plus more years. At that point, he's going to sit there and do the Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. All right, guys, I've had my role. Kill my character off or just hand it off to somebody else.
Right.
The only reason why I say that is because Tom Holland is getting older. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when we got the college and after post-college Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, we kind of got the before college with Andrew Garfield, and now it's like pre-college Tom Holland, if you will. He's also doing Uncharted. You know what I'm saying? He's also doing other movies that he's feeding into feds. And I don't know, man. I really like him as an actor. He even did the one with Will Smith, the voice animation. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like he's gonna branch out and do other things. Now, it'd be smart to keep Spider-Man as his cash cow for sure. But we'll see. To answer your question, Bergy, over here, I would have Superior Spider-Man, where Dr. Octopus, Dr. Octavius, takes over the body of Spider-Man and becomes a better Spider-Man altogether. That would be amazing. And then have Dr. Ock go against Tobey Maguire purposely. You know what I'm saying? Like at one point in time. I think that would be dope.
That would be a good storyline, honestly.
I'd give you two I'd like to see. All right. One would be Black Noir Spider-Man, but you have to do it in the Batman animated series style.
Okay.
That I think would be pretty cool.
Like Mask of the Phantasm?
Like as if you watched Fox Batman the animated series Batman, like in that style completely altogether. Then you have Spider-Man Spider-Man 299, but in the Frank Miller version.
Thank you.
Because I could see that done.
Okay.
I think this Black Noir Spider-Man would go better with the Frank Miller style, like that Sin City style. I think it would be better with that style because there's no color, that type of thing. Right. I think it'd be perfect. And honestly, to see what was it? Nick Cage did the voice of him, right, in the cartoon.
Yes.
Give him there because he did a great job as the voice of that and that character. And I loved it. I don't think he would do the movie well. I think you'd have to go with somebody else. But I wouldn't mind him as it. You know, maybe he could do a decent role for something.
Right.
Shout out.
And then you could also take off the mask every once in a while. Like he takes it off when he's not doing scenes. In the fight scenes, put it back on because we know what happens.
We know it's a stunt double.
We know he can't really do half actions.
You can just be Pedro Pascal in The Mandalorian. Somebody else doing the fight scenes occasionally takes the mask off.
I know we're going to talk about it later, but Pedro is the man. Pedro is the man. Cut the check for Pedro. Pedro could do a commercial about gum, and I will watch it, okay? This is the way. Double the pleasure.
Hey, stop. You're going to have a lot of women looking for that gum right now. For double
You're right. You're right. Yo, Kev, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I do like the Inspector Gadget T. That is cool.
All right. So with the Spider-Man thing, a couple more minutes on Spider-Man. Like, how do we explain to everyone saying like all these Spider-Mans are going to come for the movie, but I guess you want to know how does he get to, where does Matt Murdock come in? Who's chasing him? How did he get to the court system? Who's after him? And which one the villains? Because I feel like it's J. Jonah Jameson that takes him to court for being Spider-Man.
No.
And because of all
J. Jonah Jameson will be there.
I think J. Jonah Jameson will be there, but who takes him to court? Or is it the city of New York that takes him to court for being a vigilante?
Bergy, you want to take this one?
I honestly, with this, the way it's going to go for him going to court, Matt Murdock's going to be there. He's going to get captured or he's going to give himself up because that's the way Spider-Man is. His character's always been about doing the right thing. He will give himself up after a little bit of a chase. He's going to try to clear his name. He's going to realize my name and be on the run because then I look guiltier. So he's going to go in. He's going to have Matt Murdock. Murdock's going to do the whole thing where he can sense that he's lying or not lying. Walk out as Daredevil at night. We'll find the truth. And we might see Daredevil a little bit. He's in there. Maybe that's where we get the other Spider-Man come in to help out or Doctor Strange. Somehow it's going to happen. J. Jonah Jameson will be there, I think, because you know how much he hates Spider-Man. The Wrath of Spider-Man. Right. He's going to be there like that reporter that's on set that's there reporting everything, and he's going to do his freakouts and stuff like that, and I'm looking forward to it. I hope they bring some of the other actors, some people from the Daily Bugle that did that with him. I would love to see, what the hell is the other actor? There was another one, the guy that's his best friend.
Genki?
No, well, Genki will be there, but it's the other. It's one of the other guys that gave him a shot in the Daily Bugle. I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Yeah,
but I think he'll be there. Robbie. Robbie was always one that always believed in him and stuff like that, and always gave him the stuff. So I think Robbie would be there to be like the moral support because he worked for them, and he's going to try to cry down J. Jonah Jameson, like he's not a criminal, he's not a victim, that type of deal. But I think he gives himself up.
An animal.
Yeah, I think he gives himself up, though. That's how I say it. He's not going to – he'll be on the run for a little bit. We'll see that. But then he's going to give himself up because he's going to want to do the right thing, and he knows there's other people out there that might clear his name.
As much as I want to answer Kevin everything with Kraven the Hunter, I would love to see Kraven the Hunter. And in my own opinion, if it ain't Jason Momoa playing Kraven the Hunter, I can't see anyone else playing Kraven the Hunter at this rate. I cannot see any other actor playing Kraven the Hunter but Jason Momoa.
Billy Butcher. I'm just saying. You can't tell me you cannot give me that. Look at that role with that beard.
You know what? I would love to see it. I would love to see it because I feel like Billy Butcher has way more acting chops and could definitely pull it off better than Jason Momoa. I think Jason Momoa,
aesthetically, please. Yes, I know.
Aesthetically, he looks like Kraven. Let me say something real quick about how I think the movie's gonna go. I still believe we're gonna open up on the scene. Spider-Man is being chased. All right. Right. Avoid Shield or whatever they're called right now, and the U.S. agent who's in replacement for Spider-Man. Right. He's gonna be tied or whatever, and then boom.
Captain America. Yes.
Yes. Boom. The standard for Captain America. But then boom. after he beats everybody up and he's tired, whatever, here comes Daredevil. Now we've got to be on your A game with Daredevil. He will not be on his A game with Daredevil, but Daredevil will believe him and convince him to hand himself in. We'll switch over. Kingpin is also putting a head out for him, and all that good stuff. Switch over. We'll be in the. We'll probably go to J. Jonah Jameson, the court system, and then insert the main villain. If not in between, then the main villain or whatever the main crisis is. Doctor Strange will be watching, and then from there on, that's when we'll get different outcomes and different situations where we have to visit the multiverse. I am 100% with you, Bergy, because I still believe Miles Morales is going to make a breakthrough. Like, they're going to allude to him somewhere. It's either going to be a quick, or it's going to be like, and Morales, hey, what's up, Parker? And it's going to be like, what did they just say? You know what I'm saying? They're going to have so much dropped on us. I swear. If they make this movie a two-parter, I'm buying it from HBO Max so early. So early.
So just to throw, like where you said Miles Morales, imagine he Spider-Man, after he gets talked down by Daredevil, Murdoch, he comes down, he gives himself up, and it's Miles' dad that arrests him.
Yes.
Dude, tell me that would not be poetic, right? He goes downstairs, his fop, he's sitting out there, and he gives himself up to him.
And they focus on the name badge on the badge saying Morales.
That's how we're gonna get Morales in the movie. The name
badge saying Morales and everything. That's all we get is a cop saying Morales. That's it. That's all we get.
That would be dope. Oh man,
I'm down with it. Like, if this comes true, I'm telling you, I just want tickets to the red carpet for my entire people over here. I'm just saying, guys.
We're going to the Sony premiere, guys. We're all gonna see, or Spider-Man saves a kid, don't know the age or whatever, as a kid almost getting hit by a bus. Spider-Man swings in, saves a kid, and he's drenched in Spider-Man gear from head to toe, including the backpack.
Okay, I'm a little against that, only because they did this before with Iron Man.
I know, so
with the small kid, and they let it be something different. That's what I'm saying.
Remember, the suit is from Iron Man. Iron Man has made his suits, so it kind of goes back into the Iron Man homage. If they do it, then you're cutting my check because I said this.
I think that's too cheesy. It's too expected. It's too expected, and that's I think.
Hold on. You two are expecting it, but the fans who are not so used to Iron Man, everyone's now on a Spider-Man bandwagon right now. So if you haven't seen Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, or let alone the third Iron Man, I don't see them putting a lot of pieces. A lot of people are not going to be putting these pieces together.
Here's the problem with that, sir. Kind sir, they have not been making this a gimmick. So unless they're going to start making this a gimmick, which I doubt, it's not going to work. I don't think so. And you know what, Kevin? You're 100% right. When they do bring a Static Shock, if they bring Static Shock in the movie theater some way, somehow, I will call you personally and freak out on the phone. That's what I need. That I will not. I will call.
No. It'll be in the trailer, but of course we'll see the trailer before he ends up seeing it in theaters. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
And we've talked about where we want Static Shock in the big screen. Like, that should be. If that's on the big screen, why is that? That is a show for CW all day long. To add into like the Arrowverse, do that type of stuff, we could get that. That should be done, plain and simple.
Yeah, but speaking of Marvel, Sony, and all the crazy Disney stuff and everything, we're gonna go right into Star Wars, and we all know you guys are very, very, very upset that there was no new Mandalorian episode on Friday. I know everyone wept, but guess what?
To wake up early and just open up Christmas gifts. No Mando. I mean, what the heck?
I mean, look, you can watch Castell in the new Wonder Woman movie. You can also watch him in the new Lava Girl and Shark Boy movie coming out as well too. The people forget he's in that movie as well.
That's on Netflix.
That's on Netflix. Go watch those if you want something new that he's now in. Shark Girl, Lava Girl and Shark Boy. There's that, and Wonder Woman 84. But we're going to talk about, mostly for all the Star Wars fans, Mandalorian and what's probably going to be happening season 3, which might not actually be season 3, which probably be happening later down the line. At the end of the final episode of season 2 of the finale, we saw the title, The Book of Boba Fett, and all it said was December 2021. What does it all mean? Means that season 3 is probably going to be about Boba Fett, and he is a Mandalorian. And we have all these crazy theories going on as well too, with the Luke Skywalker, which Disney has not released the title yet, and how the child gets taken into the hands of a person and not have a series, and how this will be tied into the Mandalorian. Ladies and gentlemen, this Disney and Star Wars is still continuing the Luke Skywalker saga, which is part of the Mandalorian series. Mayhem, let's start with you. Let's start with you, because you always have a lot of thoughts. When do you think Disney's going to pull a start by saying, Luke Skywalker series, here it is, guys?
You know, I think they're going to make us wait for it.
Right.
I think they're going to make us wait for it. There's way too many possibilities of Star Wars things and just universes that, because like, I'm going to be honest with you. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're like, I can't wait until the Luke Skywalker series, because we all want to know what happened, right? But if they're smart, and I believe they should do this, they should build the universe more so we worry about the Grey Jedis, other Sith Lords, other things going on that just literally by the time Luke Skywalker comes around, we're just like, you know, he's like when you got too much stuff in your hand, you're like, more? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes more sense for them to drag it out. If I had to give you a time, because, you know, Hash likes for us to answer the questions, right? I'm thinking 2022, 2023. First of all, CGI does take a lot of time to render. Sometimes they give it to like different companies at any point in time, but also it has to make sense. It has to make sense, and I think Luke Skywalker's series would be the series to like the movies in between the time that we didn't know what he did to actual 7, 8, 9, and then afterwards. So I think he's going to be the bridge, so he's going to be last. Honestly, and for me, that makes more sense. We can build on everybody else. Grogu could come back or whatever. We got Bo Batch to worry about next year. You know what I'm saying? We got all these Ahsoka, the Rebels. Come on, like 2022 or 2023, unless somebody gets pressed and they're like, we need a Luke Skywalker series next summer.
Right. Bergy, your thoughts on the whole Boba Fett being the next season for Mandalorian part of it, and when you think the Mandalorian 3 season is going to begin, to when do you think they're actually going to say the Luke Skywalker series?
So I think, I mean, we're definitely getting the Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett. I think that's going to be a smaller series. I think 6 episodes, and it's supposedly right in the beginning. I think that's going to go through till mid-January, and I think February of 2022 is when we'll see the new Mandalorian. And I think we will get. I think one episode they're going to touch upon, you know, Luke Skywalker in the Mandalorian series, and we're going to see Grogu in it somehow, whether their paths cross, of they're at a planet, or you know, something along those lines, or we might get Luke as part of the Obi-Wan. Maybe in that series we could get him for one episode, you know, because have with him and Darth Vader, and we know they're going to have to play out somewhere for a battle. Well, actually, no, he wouldn't be able to in the Luke Skywalker. That man, I'm way off my bad. I'm sorry. Mind me, I have a brain fart. I had a brain fart there. I got excited. I was talking Star Wars, man. You know, I'm just like, But I think we're definitely getting it 2022. I think we're going to see that for it. Skywalker series gets announced, I think, at the end of that series. Like the last episode, they'll do where they will do the Book of Fett, and it'll be something like that with Skywalker. And honestly, depends on how well we see Winter Falcon, the Winter Soldier and the Falcon go. I think Sebastian Stan would be the perfect fit for it, and I would love to see him step in as that role. You got plenty of time. He's already under contract with you guys. You have no problems using him. I'm pretty sure he's not opposed to money, because they're going to back a truck up to his house and just dump money on him to play that role. The fans want it. Hell, Mark Hamill wants it. When the man that played your character says yes, I'm sorry, you got to go with it. Like, he's got the endorsement of Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Bergy, when you dropping your show, man? Your fans are out here telling on you. When is Bergypedia series dropping? Because I need the feature. I need to watch.
Well, you have to tune into This Week in Pop Culture to hear the Bergypedia. Weekly on Sundays.
Right, we're gonna go Bergypedia starting next year. You know, this show will not the Sunday early show will be about Bergypedia into This Week in Pop Culture.
Yeah. Mia, if Bergy does his own show called Bergypedia, you know what you got to hit him with, right? You got to hit him with the cut the check.
That's pretty much what it is, and he's right where Mark Hamill has endorsed the fact of Sebastian Stan to come in and literally take his stance, take his seat, and it'll just be a matter of time where we actually do see it. And yes, Bergy did have a brain fart, and it would be kind of actually, but then we would see Luke Skywalker at the end of the Obi-Wan series if they decide to use old footage going into some of the new movie stuff, which we have seen at times. Yeah,
but in a way, I might be right. In one way, we might see Luke Skywalker because we might see Obi-Wan looking in on him as a child, maybe a teen. We might see it, but we're not going to see him full-fledged Jedi. And I had a brain fart. Yeah, my head's all over the place. Sorry,
yeah, but literally,
it's okay.
You know, yeah, Luke Skywalker's going to show up and just help save the day. I don't know.
I think we're going to get cameos of him throughout the year. I think years. Because remember, we got a Droid Story. We got Visions. We got Bad Batch. We got Ahsoka. We got
we got too much. We got way too much.
Andor. Something of the New Republic. You know, like
Endor is supposed to be based off of Rogue One. It's that guy Caspian who's supposed to be his role before Rogue One. So looking forward to. So
and then whatever movies they decide to give us too. Like I think they're just gonna give us here's Luke. Maybe we'll get a Luke. Oh my god, another fighting scene with Luke. That would be dope. You know what I'm saying? A Luke. So I think 2023. I'm changing it. 2023 Luke Skywalker series.
Well, we'll like to see as well too, because if they do the Luke Skywalker storyline, somewhere down the line, they have to go back and eventually do the Darth Vader storyline.
Which would happen. I think that's coming after Obi-Wan. I think that's going to go right after Obi-Wan. At the end of Obi-Wan, that's going to get so much review, and you're going to see Anakin Skywalker get his own series, Darth Vader. We're going to see it's just going to be called Vader. He's going to do it. They're going to introduce the Inquisitors. We're going to get that. That could into potentially Ezra Bridger, which we could get from that, which I would be okay with. You know, oh God.
I actually don't see
time to be a nerd. Good time to be a nerd.
Ezra coming in at all. I think this will has to do with the side storyline that has to do with whatever Rebels, Rogue One, Ahsoka, and what happens with the Mandalorian series in that little sidetrack. I don't see Ezra coming into the Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader storyline at all. I see them legitimately trying to focus on a new story. Remember, this is now split between having the Luke Skywalker storyline to now actually finishing 7, 8, 9 that we need to fix to Mandalorian into the Mandalorian storyline now going into the planet of Mandalore.
Yeah.
The only way we get to fix 7, 8, and 9 is if somehow we do the eternal sunshine of the mind and we get a mind wipe and these movies get erased from history. It's never going to happen. Those debacles are there.
You know what? If Sasha Banks comes back, I'm all for it. I keep doing this. This is for both sides.
But she wants to play Sabine Wren, but it won't happen because she's already played a different Mandalorian.
I'm all for it. That reverse DDT, and I believed her character. I believe her character. Kevin, got my vote. Kevin, we here. I'm gonna get you a shirt. We here.
You joined the Cut the Check crew now.
You know, your part. Welcome.
We're gonna have a shirt saying Kevin cut the check to Mayhem to the Mayhem Fund.
But Hash, to think Sabine Wren, Ezra Bridger could be part of the Vader series. In the Rebels cartoon series, Vader has actually been there for a lot. He's been at some of the sites where they've been. I could see one episode where he helps, thwart them from actually getting need to assist the rebels. So I believe that could actually happen. That would be a good way to bring him in, and maybe a live action with some of the side stories you never got to see in there. You could bring in Hondo, which would be an amazing character to bring in. I would love to see a live action Hondo, and I would love to see the guy that did the voice of him in the Rebel series, because I loved his character and the Clone Wars. He was in that. I would love to see that guy. I think he would do a great job as that. You could bring, come on, Cad Bane. If you don't give me Cad Bane with Obi-Wan in that series, I think we're doing a disservice to the fans. Legit. Cad Bane was a great kind of like villain with him. So I think it'd be perfect. Like, those are guys I'd love to see.
Nice.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Cut my
I
check.
mean,
Look,
I agree.
there's just so much Star Wars happening with just, I know we all just want like the main storyline that is Mando. We kind of want Obi-Wan to happen right now. We kind of want the book. We kind of want the book of Boba Fett, and we kind of want like little side stories as well too. When it comes with, oh my God, I'm forgetting the other three titles that were mentioned as well too. Just give us just give us our fillers. Just fill us on a every 2 to 3 month basis. Every 3 months. Once the series is over, give us 2 weeks off. Then we want more. Give us 2 weeks off. Then we want more. You could do this.
I think we might get, this year is going to be the year of Marvel. Look at everything coming out Marvel this year for Disney. Yeah. This entire year, the Disney shows, everything like that, it's all Marvel. 2021, it's all Star Wars. Yeah. I think it's going to be all Star Wars. That whole year is all Star Wars. We'll get a couple of Marvel series thrown in, but it's going to be all Star Wars for that year. Back to 2023, I'm sorry. I think it's a little mixed because they'll do a little bit half and half, but I think it might be back to Star Wars. They might alternate every other year to keep it fresh. So we'll see.
Think about it. So now when we go to D25 or D26 now, which is the Disney convention, they used to do it bi-week. They used to do it every other year. Now every year would be a different theme, where either it's going to be a full Disney relation, or a full Star Wars relation, or a full Marvel relation. And yeah, Bergie's actually right. 2021 is all about Marvel up until the very end, where we get nothing but Star Wars. And I feel like Star Wars will always sit as a Christmas special for us from now on. Sadly, yes, that's if you really think about it, since that crazy ABC Disney special, special Christmas special going on around the holidays, we've always gotten a Star Wars movie. So in a way,
we're looking at is Andor. You have Rangers of the New Republic / Ahsoka. There's Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have the Bad Batch, Star Wars, which is supposed to be through Japanese animated creators, which I'm looking forward to. We have Lando. We're forgetting about Lando. The Acolyte, which we have Rogue Squadron, which is Patty Jenkins, but that's supposed to be a movie, not a TV series. And those are all the ones that are coming out that I can find really quick. It's a lot of stuff, man.
There's a lot.
You just strengthened my resolve. 2023, man. That's when we get Luke. We're going to be so spoiled. We're going to have so much stuff, man. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I think this is the perfect time to be reinvested in Disney. And if Disney goes up by like $1, it's gonna be worth it, because they're gonna have so much content for us.
Disney's already gone up by more than $40 a share right now, ever since they have mentioned their Star Wars lines.
Mm-hmm.
Killing it out here. They're killing it.
So, which the stock went up before that. Yeah.
John Favreau, Star Wars.
Wait, so you don't think Kathleen Kennedy saved this? You think John Favreau saved it better than Kathleen Kennedy?
I'm sorry. I gotta do the people. Are you talking? Are you kidding me? No. Kathleen Kennedy destroyed the last. No, seriously. John Favreau is like
around. She's still around as a producer for these movies. I mean, she's still in charge.
Listen, some people have titles but no power. You know what did Bane tell the guy? You think that gives you power over me because why? Like, come on, like you shot your shot. Nobody liked it, man. And I'm sorry to say, I just had this conversation last night. Episode 7 was probably the best episode to me out of all three, the latest trilogies, right?
Yeah,
right.
Rogue One for me was the best movie, but 7 was the best. Yes, 8 had that great pink fighting scene, but now looking at it, it still kind of falls a little flat. But you know what? We had Jedi Leia go outside and beat space. I've read the books. Leia was trained, so was Luke. None of them beat space. None of them. None of them.
As far as my knowledge, space is undefeated, right? Just saying.
Right.
Always undefeated. So like,
Space
she's
was
no longer,
defeated.
she's there, but she's not really there. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
We have the flying
Sit here, collect the
Jedi. I think it's called the Flying Jedi.
Yeah. With respect to her, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't her fault. It was just bad writing. And there's so much. Oh my God, I hate talking about this movie because there's so much potential they wasted. There's so much. I thought Finn was gonna tell Rey he loved her. He was supposed to tell her he's force sensitive. Where was that story? I mean, I called it because once he picked up the lightsaber, he knew what to do. Kind of. You know what I'm saying? He still got handed, but like if I picked up the lightsaber, I wasn't doing what he was doing. I was getting killed. I was well. This is it.
Who are you? What are you doing with the lightsaber in your hand? No,
I got to hold the lightsaber for 10 seconds. Thanks.
Fact.
And you're dead.
You know. So come on. Yeah.
That's your favorite movie. 9 is your favorite movie. Still.
I agree with Mayhem where he said that though. The first one was the best one, like the 7th one, because what did they do? They basically mirror imaged A New Hope, and that's what brought us in. J.J. Abrams was smart with that. He did that. He could have done a greater story with that, but he left for the second one and he gave it to the wrong director. She made Fast and Furious in outer space, where it's a car chase scene, for crying out loud. Then we go to find somebody and we find out, I was hoping it was going to be Lando Calrissian. We got to go find a guy that's a gambler, and it's not even him. Like, come on. You're loving the Fast and Furious, aren't you? I'm just telling you.
It's all about family.
It was all about family, though, if you think about it. Really?
Yes, it was all about he's right, though.
And then the last one, we have identity theft in outer space at the end of the movie. I'm just saying. She stole his identity.
Can I say one thing? Can we all agree that Luke Skywalker died in episode 9 from gout? Because, like, he was fat from the milk of the aliens he was eating, and he was just like, you know what? I'm rich. Dad. Like,
rich on whatever milk he was drinking.
In episode 9. You cannot tell me otherwise. If y'all don't know what gout is, open up a new tab and look up gout. Dictionary.com. Look up gout.
Oh my God.
Train, detoured.
Anyway.
It's all about family. And you get Tyrese in the background.
Yes, we all know. And then J.J. Abrams coming in to save episode 9 didn't help it at all, because episode 8 kind of butchered it already with whatever the heck they were going with. And who literally controls a kid and literally can't figure out that he's using a lightsaber on the side to like stab him out of nowhere, which made no sense to me whatsoever. You make an amazing villain to just kill him in seconds. And then now you got to explain to us in the next movie he was just a clone of clones of other clones. And you have to bring everything old school back to create a new theory. And now we have to go back and fill in all these crazy, crazy gaps.
And that's what kills me is, like you said, like he couldn't recognize that, his apprentice is sitting there messing with the little force and about to take a lightsaber. But yet he could do an AT&T, reach out and touch some through the galaxy, through a connection, but he can't tell that the guy 30 feet from him is manipulating the force. Come on. That's a lazy writing, lazy role. They lazy wrote the third one, and I think he had a story that Disney would not let him change. I think Disney would not let him change that to fix it. This is what we set up. We need this as a story. He did the best he could with that story and fixed it, but thank God they got Farvin, because if we didn't get, we weren't going to see anything for Disney for quite some time for Star Wars.
I think you would have seen everyone going, nope, sorry, you can give us a new. I think that's also the reason why, too, as much as they want to continue on the story and do a Rey series, right now doing a Rey series would probably be the worst thing they can think of right now without fixing these gaps and giving the fans hope. I would give the fans another 3 to 4 more years till we get a Rey storyline somewhere down the line.
No Rey storyline. Just that hillbilly drama in outer space is done. We move on. We don't speak of it again. We do all new characters. We go to the Old Republic. We do that. That's where I want this to start. Give me those Jedis, those Sith Lords, that type of thing. I think every fan would be happy. Yes. No one wants to be Rey on the big screen. No one wants to see that.
You don't
No
think
way.
Ray comes in later down the line because she
She has
is
to.
part of the
I feel like
old
she has
school?
to. I could be like
She has
a
to.
cameo.
She has to bring. In the end, she has to bring a little balance to the force somewhere down the line.
So is she the new bounty hunter in a way? She's out there saving the galaxy.
She could
Maybe
be.
maybe they kill her off with gout as well. Like
She drank some of that blue milk. It was over.
She drinks what Luke Skywalker was drinking, that crazy Kool-Aid.
oh my god.
No, I want Knights of the Old Republic. I want those
Oh.
storylines.
That's
Give
never
me
gonna
that.
happen. You can chew that all day long. Knights of the Old Republic are not happening.
They retconned a lot of the stuff, man. I'm sorry. They destroyed everything.
Yeah, they
Fahrenheit 451.
There is rumors though that they want to do within 3 to 4 years Old Republic.
Yeah.
So there's Old Republic movies coming up. We might not get it as the Knights of the Old Republic, but I think we will get the Old Republic movies somewhere, and we are going to see some new Jedi, some new Siths. We're going to get new storylines. I'm okay with it. I think that would be amazing.
I want to address a problem that we're kind of like dancing around. How are they going to expand the Star Wars universe without having to refer to the old books and some of the old storylines they've made? That's the problem.
Like that's someone in Disney and Star Wars said that they are not going to go to the old books. And those are the books written by Dark Horse. Those were the novels written. And I believe, and Bergy can add to this as well too, Jon Favreau and some of the other people behind them are going, no, these were great stories written. They got a lot of attention that kept the Star Wars lore around for fans for so many years. Now, it'll be very difficult, and people are still have a hard time believing of the whole Ben Solo story, where Ben has a twin sister, hence the reason why there's twins, and he has another sibling. Did Ben go and kill off his family? They have to go and explain that. Then
if we go that route, and we're going to do the Solo family, he had 3 kids. They had 2 twins, Jason and Jacinda, and then the third one, his name was Anakin. Not Ben Solo. His name was Anakin. I know. So, I mean, that's with that storyline. I think Jon Favreau, he is the one, him and Filoni are the only ones that are going to be able to walk into that office and go, we need some of these old books.
Yeah.
And they will listen to him. Look at this. This man started the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Iron Man. Yeah. He is basically reinvigorated everyone into wanting Star Wars. Like, look at what he did. He made a guy with a Mando suit, and it blew up the internet for the last year and a half. Like, we are all in on that. And baby, they will listen to him, and I think he will convince them. Not all the storylines I think they might retcon, but I think we are going to see certain ones will be made. And they are going to write new stories, obviously, but I think him and Filoni are going to have a major input into some of those books and some of those scripts. I really do believe that.
Them the keys. Them the keys. Give it to them. They know what they're doing. Give it to them.
You know, these guys are basically, him and Filoni have basically reworked Disney right now for Star Wars. Give them the keys to the kingdom. Let's see what they can do. They are going to make you billions and billions of dollars. That's what Disney cares. They don't care about anything else. They want the money, want the dollar bills, and they will get it if they open up some of those previous ones. Not all of them, but I think they will open some stories. Oh, yeah, it's definitely cutting the check. That's all Disney cares about.
Just let it rain, because that's basically what they're doing. They're going to let it rain. If they go to those old books, trust me, there's a lot of story there that everyone loves to see and wants to get their hands on, and that's all they care about. But speaking of bad stories, we'll say, but just not too long, well, not even. On Christmas morning, everyone got to turn on their TVs or whatever tablet or smartphone they got their hands on, and they get to watch Wonder Woman 84. But to everyone's, to my surprise, of pretty much, the movie was out way before that. Some of you got to see it in theaters. Some of you chose to wait to get it on your couch. And while one fan I know loved it like as if it was the greatest movie ever created, the rest of you, and when I mean the rest of you, are right down the middle when it comes to this movie, where it's either it's good, but then I heard it sucks, but everyone has a but to go with this movie. Um, I am for one shocked at the fact that after this movie was released, just later was it last night or later today,
Early today.
Warner Brothers has just released that they will be making Wonder Woman 3. So after all these split reviews, as man, yes, Martha, yes, Martha, yes, Martha. Out of all the sequels that they could be going into and going for a third shot, will be Wonder Woman 3 coming out very soon. That strange love story that everyone saw will be happening for a third and final time. What, you look like you just either don't want to talk about it or
Yo,
just God.
I'm gonna let you finish. Okay, okay. So if you have anybody's credentials, here are 3 movies you need to see. Tenet. Tenet's a great talking movie. Okay, so come on, just come on. It's a great one. Then watch Wonder Woman 84. If I saw Wonder Woman 84 in a movie theater and there was no COVID, I'd sneak into one of the other movies afterwards because no, I said it was going to be trash, and you know what? It wasn't as much trash as I thought it was. It was recyclable. However, no, like Wonder Woman. Okay, so the reason why her boyfriend came back, why they did it, I won't spoil it just yet, made sense. They wasted Cheetah. They wasted Cheetah for sure. They wasted Cheetah. They wasted Max Lord. Although Pedro, oh my God, like, can you read for my christening? Can you read for my wedding? Like, please, how much do I have to pay? This man can act with literally like 4 lines to a scene, and he's got it. This man is beautiful. This movie made no sense, and they did Wonder Woman wrong. However, the one thing they did right is they paid homage to the old Wonder Woman from the 1970s. 1971, I believe it was. They paid homage to it, the way she ran and the scene at the end, like they paid homage to it. It was beautiful. I loved it. Otherwise, this movie, it was just something to pass the time. I'm sorry, DC. For me, this movie, you missed the mark. You missed the mark, and you missed a great villain. 2 great villains, to be honest with you.
All right. Do you feel like because it was released on demand, that's the only reason why this movie did very well to get a season 3? Let Mayhem do it. Like, do you feel like, if this was in theaters, would you complain and give this a worse rating than what you already thought of?
Actually, there might be some truth to that, Bergy. Hear me on this one, right? So on demand, right? Remember, everybody's home. Everybody's home. Nobody can go to the movie theaters as much as they like to or at all. And no, everybody's bored and wants something to do. So yeah, they'll be like, oh, this got 3 out of 5 stars. All right, well, I need something to do. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to swallow that. Versus if we were outside last year, well, the year before, I'll say, and we can actually see it, and we saw like the Rotten Tomatoes review, and we actually saw another credited review, we'd be like, oh, hell no. I think it would have done way worse, and DC would have been like, you know what we're not going to do is Wonder Woman anytime soon. We're going to take a break and come back to it. I fully believe on demand because people are at home, and it's not our fault. People are at home. We have nothing to do. They like, I might as well watch it. I got HBO Max already.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
So your theory is on demand, HBO Max saved this movie.
Yes, because look at Netflix. Remember Netflix used to tell you how many people like this? What was the rating? 3 out of 5 stars. And they kind of phased it out, but then they kind of brought it back for things you'd be interested. That's what all the sites are doing, if not doing nothing at all. So now you're just going to watch it because you're here. My TV is on right now, in the background. So it's just like, cool. It kind of saved it, and you weren't really looking for it, but you were also looking for something to do. So it's a mixture of on demand and the pandemic. Otherwise, I think this movie would have bombed. And it probably would have bombed, not by it would have made its budget. So if let's say it made $1 million to make this movie and advertising altogether, it would have made $1 million and a little bit of more because there were some people who were fans of this. But this movie is not worth your money. Gal Gadot, I think, is a wasted Wonder Woman. I think she's a wasted Wonder Woman, and they need better writing and better movies for her and Wonder Woman. I think personally. I think the first one was better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even like the first one like that. Why they kill Ares? You know, whatever. Bergy, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Where to begin on this movie?
Where do you begin?
Right,
There
like
was
I don't
story.
want to like ruin any like on it and stuff like that. I mean, heck,
Look,
see
everyone's
the
already watched it.
movie.
You see the comments
Well,
come
I
in,
mean, the people here have watched it, and there are people that haven't watched it, and I don't want to like, hey, in this part we see Giganta makes an appearance or something like that.
She
You know, like
lassos lightning. It doesn't make sense.
you mean you didn't like to see her Spider-Man web swinging through the lightning bolts?
Right.
I mean, they missed a lot of opportunities with this movie. This was from poor writing. I think from the beginning of the get-go. The one downfall I think also is, did they not test this movie against a test audience? And if it did, was the audience brain dead and said, "This is fantastic"? Like, I'm sorry, like, did you play it for them, or did you play a different movie and then that's what you put out? There was so many issues with this, like how they explain how Steve Rogers comes back. Jesus Christ, I can't even think his name right now. I'm such a blank here. Trevor comes back. Steve Trevor, how he comes back. I agree with you to a point, Mayhem, with the Max Lord. I think Pedro Pascal did a good job with what was given on the script. I think his whole premise of the movie and his character was very just bad, like B villain-ish. He should have been the main villain. If anybody knows who Max is, like, this dude is a guy that can go toe-to-toe with any superhero. And I was looking forward to, if anybody's read the comics, read Checkmate and everything like that, I had high hopes for his character. Like, oh my God, I was so hoping for it. And that's not the Maxwell Lord I remember from the comics. I'm sorry. That's like, hey, here's Superman. No, you actually got Batman in a Superman costume. No, that's not who I wanted. Like, you gave me a completely wrong character. Cheetah, all right, Kristen Wiig, I'm not personally a big fan of her. I think she was funniest on SNL. I think everything else she's done since then has been hot trash, and I don't know how she keeps getting gigs. Same thing with Melissa McCarthy. I think she's a hot trash actress. I don't know how she keeps getting gigs, but fans like her. This was the first acting role I actually enjoyed her in. Like, she camped it up. As they should have done something with the CGI of Cheetah. You had 8 months to fix how bad that thing looked. She still didn't look as bad as I thought ghetto trash Barbie doll did, but she could have been better. I think there was a lot of plot holes in this. I mean, God, just
okay,
horrible. And I agree with you, Mayhem. I think if this was in the movie theater and I had to spend $14+ an hour, because that's Rhode Island, it's like 14. You guys in New York probably would have been like $15 to $18 or something for that on the 3D or big screen. Right. So now you got to figure, Mayhem, you're going to take your guys are going to go to the movie theater. You're looking $30, $35 just to get in the movie theater. Then you think of popcorn, soda, snacks, whatnot, parking. Maybe you bought dinner ahead of time. You're out
$50. Yeah.
And then you come out of there and you're like, I just paid for that? Why? And that gets trashed. And that movie is sitting on like a 40% tomato. Easily 40%, no higher than that. I agree with you, because we're on our couch and we're bored and there's nothing else to watch. That's the only reason for the second one. And they were like, hey, we're bringing back Patty Jenkins. I don't blame Patty Jenkins. I think she's a great director. She did what she could with that movie. That was bad. That was bad. They should have had test audiences, get some people that were fans of it. You have writers that have written for it, that were comic writers that have won awards, right? DC, tap into some of these people, for crying out loud. Georgia, I can't think of his name for the life of me right. He wrote for Wonder Woman for like 10+ years. Mm-hmm. Some of his storylines won awards, Eisner Awards.
Yeah.
Like, you mean to tell me you couldn't get this guy to
go back and rewrite, get those old episodes, those TV episodes, and make them work into the movie? Those were simple Emmy award-winning storylines. They were so simple, you could just take in 15 minutes into it, and it would have saved you a bunch of money. And you didn't have to go to car insurance.
And let's talk about the Lasso of Truth. Now it's like the DVR lasso of history, of the Amazonian history. Right. I agree with Kevin. Like, I literally wanted to punch.
I need you to stop.
Where's Jason Sudeikis when you need him? Come here, Jason. Jason Sudeikis, where are you?
the best thing about Christmas Day was I got to watch Soul on Disney Plus, and that movie 10 out of 10. Yep. I absolutely love that movie. That movie is fantastic. I got some plot thoughts on that for another movie it leads into, I think, by Pixar. Mm-hmm. But I think that movie was the best thing out of the weekend. Legit. And I do want to watch Tenet. I got to watch that. That looks really, really good.
Okay, so let me say this about Tenet, and I'll go back to Wonder Woman. Tenet is dope. People are saying it's Inception vibes. People were kind of mixed about Inception vibes, but I love Inception. Mm-hmm. It's a bigger twist at the end, first of all. Like, this man is like the new M. Night Shyamalan. Whatever, M. Night, I can't say his name, but better. M.
Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, that guy. So he's better. And if you think about it, honestly, you'll get like the Dark Knight scenes for like the shots. Christopher Nolan loves his shots. So you're going to love it when it comes all together. I think everybody who's seen it or who's going to go see it, like I've been telling people, I would pay you $20 if you don't like this movie. And you legit have a reason. Now, there's way too many people on my chat to do that. So maybe we'll work on it. Back to Wonder Woman, right? So there's two things I have a problem with, right? I love the fact, my one positive thing is I called it as they brought the invisible jet. Okay? Forget how she got the power, but, it happened. Okay, cool. So we get Linda Carter at the end. Asteria, the Wonder Woman, the original Wonder Woman at the end. Mm-hmm. Does that mean there are other Amazon? What does this mean for the DC universe? Where the hell has she been? You need to explain that. My second thing is, I agree with Bergy. They wasted Cheetah. Melissa McCartney, she does certain roles, but they're typecasting her to be like really silly. Because in Bridesmaids, she killed it. She killed it. She was hilarious. So I got to give her a props on that one. For Cheetah, I mean, they really wasted her. I believe that she was the scientist of personality.
Sorry, what made anyone think this was going to work when Ghostbusters failed with Kristen in it?
Ooh, because you know what? I'm gonna side with Bergy. Remember what Bergy said? He was happy to hear that Maxwell Lord was in it. Right. I was too. I actually did not know Maxwell Lord was in it until the day before I actually saw it, because I didn't look up anything. So I'm like, oh, they got Maxwell Lord. Oh, that changes.
So you came in. So you went in looking like a true fan, not reading up who's playing what character.
No, you called me a true fan.
Pictures.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Look, him and I put up a few pictures when it came to the toy line and everything during This Week in Toy Culture and how bad those images came out. And you were a true fan and watched the movie as if I'm watching the next Wonder Woman movie without any type of newspaper articles, any type of magazine articles that'll spoil any type of plot twist, character development, or whatever lack of character development that DC always has. And you went in watching it like a true fan.
I don't know if I was a true fan, but I will say this. First of all,
you're fan enough.
I gotta know it because I'm on this show. Okay, first of all, Mia and Kevin, I gotta give you guys awards because you are killing me in the comments. When you see me laugh, you are killing me in the comments. Second of all, there's a part where she's flying. I'll miss it. She learns how to fly. Were they really trying to capture the Superman kind of like thing? Did anybody get like Superman vibes from that? Like she even did the motion.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I don't know if it's just me, right? Hear me out on this one. I feel like her effects are lackadaisical as compared to Superman. Yeah, remember in Justice League, we saw Superman take up, then he went to like a really high space and then did Mach whatever. Yes. Like that was beautiful. Why aren't they doing that with Wonder Woman? It looks like she's on a wire. It looks, I get it. I get it. They were giving homage to the old Wonder Woman, Asteria. I get it. But it's just, you could do better. You can do better. I really don't like the script. At least make the action scenes worthwhile and better. Oh,
but we had,
especially with the money they dumped in that. It's not like they had a low budget, thing. Wonder was their movie that helped DC get where we could get Aquaman, where we got Shazam, and you got a ton of money for special effects there and that type of stuff, and you give us that. I agree with you on the special effects. Like she looked like she was on a wire, did not look right. Even the fight scene with her and Cheetah didn't look that bad, but at times I was kind of like, I'm not believing this. Like they're web swinging here back and forth, fighting each other. Like this doesn't look right. I
get it she was like Wonder Woman, so like the whole web slinging thing was happening too. But ever since she did the trial as a kid, I just kept thinking trapeze artist. I just
Yeah.
kept thinking like a circus where they're like, balancing act, which is dope. But it's not Wonder Woman. And here, I try to be fair about this. I try to be neutral because I'm a man, and I feel like these movies were made for women. But I feel like if you're a woman, you're going like, this was hot garbage. Like I won't tell my man like this was some garbage.
Well, let's hear from the ladies or whatever lack of ladies that are on our feet or whatever. Let us know what you thought of the movie, because I heard a lot of as I said, there was the one lady, and Bergy can attest to this one, that literally posted a video, not only a video, but wrote a whole article and how empowering she was by watching this movie. And literally, I feel like she gave it out of 10. She gave it a 9 or 9.5. We have that one. We have that one fan. But then, as far as other ladies are concerned, they were split down the middle of out of 10, giving it at least a hot 5 to a 6. Some gave it a 7. Others gave it a dying 3.
Looked at my feed. I give it a 5, 6. Like depends on the storyline. It's a 2, 3 for me. Some action scenes, some stuff like 7 overall, maybe a solid 6, 7-ish. I'd give it.
Right.
Like I looked at my feed and everything I wanted to see and read for all my, it was a 50-50 split. It was guys and girls that hated it. There was guys and girls that liked it, and a lot of the same things. And you read each person. Like I read everyone's little thing, T-Pup. And most of them had the same issues, whether they liked it or not. They still had the same issues with the movie. But some like, well, it's not bad. It's better than what I expected. Out of Birds of Prey, out of this, and I'm like, well, anything was better than Harley Quinn. Right. So I mean, I hope this doesn't hurt DC going forward. I hope this doesn't hurt the Justice League that we're going to get. Is this going to hurt Suicide Squad? Is it going to hurt a potential for the Green Lantern series? Like, I hope this doesn't hurt those series. Like, I really do, because I want to see those stories. I want to see DC compete with Marvel, because they're not competing with Marvel right now at all. Like, they're in the single A for ball. Marvel's triple A. They're single A right now. They're not. I mean, they're animated movies, triple A. Yeah. Their regular movies and stuff, no, they're not even. They're in high school right now. It's not good.
I will say certain DC movies that are alive, like Red, Retired, Extremely Dangerous. I thought those were good, like something like that. But it seems like their superhero movies are just, for the most part, just miss. Shazam, it's a family movie. It was funny.
It was a filler movie, but it was a good filler movie.
Okay, I know some people will disagree with me. That's fine. Well, I'll take Shazam. Wonder Woman, the first one, I didn't really like it. I was expecting more. That's me being a mean critic, or a high critic, if you will. But I was also just as harsh on Captain Marvel. Between Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman won. Matter of fact, if I were to say something, Wonder Woman 84 sounds like an answer to Captain Marvel, and it didn't need to be answered, honestly. Ooh. You won. Like, I'm sorry, Captain Marvel sucked, and I was so hyped for it. I think I spoke to you guys. I was so hyped, and it sucked. They did nothing for Carol Danvers' character. It's like, who is this? I'm more excited for Monica Rambeau and WandaVision. So there's that. So now we got Captain Marvel too, and we'll see. Like, 84 feels like a really good 80s movie. Go ahead, Bergy.
I may agree with that one. Bergy, go ahead. But I'm going to ask both of you guys a quick question right after this.
I was going to say, like, going with Captain Marvel, to reference that, how is it that they gave all the best lines to Samuel L. Jackson's character, Nick Fury?
That's true.
In that movie character. She was the main character, and she had lousy lines, lousy the way she walked. She seemed very stiff with some of her acting and the way she did. I just wasn't feeling it with her. He stole that movie. Nick Fury carried that movie. Yep. And that movie was hot trash. Yeah.
Him in the scroll.
Yeah.
For sure. I would have answered Mia real quick. I agree with you. There was a great message there. I really like the message. It's just the acting was just bad. I think with Wonder Woman, they wrote themselves into a hole. First of all, how do you have Wonder Woman beat a god as the first villain? And then technically they had to like really super eject steroid Cheetah to have her fight her and still lose. And that's just like, what? And Cheetah should have been the first villain, and maybe Maxwell Lord. And then 2 movies later, Ares, who's a whole god. Who's a whole god. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who you're going to bring for 3. Who are you going to bring for 3? Because the third person has to be like Wonder Woman to beat her.
You're going to bring an Amazonian. You're going to have to bring an Amazonian in.
You think that she going to kill Linda? She going to kill Linda? No.
There are other Amazons that got off the island.
You know what this sounds like?
That are, so she's going to have to go against one of them. It's
Is this a new Hope? All the Jedi scattered again, and they think they're the only ones left?
Who's the? Oh my God! Who am I thinking of?
Yeah,
I'm thinking of like the other Amazonian who help. Oh my God! Not I'm thinking Doomsday, but it's not Doomsday. Who's the villain that shoots laser out of his eye, but it goes zigzag everywhere?
Darkseid.
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 Whoever is with Darkseid, the women that rule with Darkseid. The Furies. That is the only group of women I can see going against Wonder Woman that can go into the the next.
I mean, I'd love to see her go against Grace and the Harpies. Like that would be amazing.
That would be the only thing that makes sense. Like, how did they get to Earth? How do they fight? Or do they fight the Amazons? Where you have the other Amazonian women and stuff like that. That is the only storyline I can think of right now that would make sense. But then, yet again, this is DC, and as Mayhem likes to talk about this, and we've talked about it too, it's going to be a hot plate of garbage, of dog doo-doo. We're just waiting for it to happen, and I feel like they're just trying to like push Gal Gadot's contract out as fast as they can as well too, and just redo everything, because I feel like once this new Batman movie does do well, we're gonna say goodbye to Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, and we have to wait probably the next movie or so to get the new version of Wonder Woman for their whatever version of Justice League.
I think they pushed the third movie really quick to keep her under contract.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Even though Gal Gadot has said many times that she loves to embrace the Wonder Woman character, but why is it that DC has a hard time getting a right script? Forget the director. I feel like Jenkins does a decent job, but I think it's the writing that ruins her directing.
Okay. I think this was part of DC's phase. Let's say phase 1 for DC. And this was like the last movie before for phase 1, because I don't think they could have reshot it and it didn't make any sense. So they just pushed it out. I believe in phase 2, as Leslie would say, DC has generally taken a new step in a new direction. So we can expect new things. I'm expecting a crisis of sorts to kind of wipe everything away somehow, some way, and then we get a restart. And if that does happen, I don't see Gal Gadot walking away from Wonder Woman anytime soon. I still don't see Gal Gadot walking away from Wonder Woman anytime soon, because as anybody would tell you, she is the embodiment of women empowerment in superhero movies right now. Who else is better than Gal Gadot right now? I'm sorry, Captain Marvel ain't it.
Yeah.
Right.
Who else you got?
So in a way, you think, and I think where you might be right, where they might not recast her. She basically is like Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther. You're not recasting that role as a different character. So if she does give up that role, we're not seeing another Wonder Woman for any time soon. So
Yeah,
I do the same thing.
So we'll see. We'll see what DC does down the line. I really had to watch Birds of Prey right after watching it, just to feel
Oh my god!
other than losing part of my soul and unwatchable time back my loss. I felt the same exact way when I watched what the hell was that other Warner Brothers movie? Oh yeah, Twilight. So I felt that way too.
I was going to say,
Team Jacob.
Jonah Hex back in the day, Catwoman.
I can watch Jonah Hex right now over this movie. I can watch Jonah Hex 2 more times instead of half of the DC collection that they have going.
Megan Fox's acting, was that good in it for you? Like, I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know about that one.
I would take Constantine over that. Sorry.
Yeah, which I can't wait.
Constantine was a dope.
And don't forget, guys, if DC can't screw this up anymore, the only movie they have not screwed up at any time is Constantine, which went to Legendary Studios and was never actually released as DC. So to be honest, I'm actually worried for Constantine 2, because remember, the original movie went to Legendary Studios, and DC never produced it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to side with Mia right now.
The fear is real.
I'm going to side with Mia right now and say I will go watch Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey had a lot of promise, but it just fell short. There was some great action scenes, and then I don't know what the hell after. Like it started off good, and then Harley Quinn was just doing trapezes. That hyena was bomb. I don't care what that hyena was bomb. I forgot Ben Affleck was the Batman there. Forgettable. We don't have an iconic Batman. Some people say we have an iconic Bruce Wayne. Yeah, another time. Kevin brought up
an iconic Batman, except for the fact that we haven't seen anything past that, and that would be Michael Keaton's Batman.
And so, anyway, Black Adam. Here's what I want to say. I'm hoping they take Black Adam under the phase 2 direction and not the phase 1, and they gave us a good bridge to what's coming and happening. Because otherwise, I might have to unfollow The Rock. All right, I'm using it for inspirational. What's up? Because come on, man.
Those are some battling words there, man.
Let me tell you something. The Rock is a great character. Okay, he's a good man. We all know the kind of movies he plays. He's always a cop, a retired cop, a federale of sort, whatever. He's always some law enforcement of sort. He came into the Fast and Furious and did his thing or whatever. Cobb and Shaw, whatever it was. I thought that was dope. It was okay movie. But it's Black Adam. I need him to bring it. Just bring it. Okay? Like I need it. I need it because it's more than just him. It's Black Adam and what he represents and then what it's tied to. Shoot.
I like the Tooth Fairy. Shoot, put him as a hockey player, put him in Tooth Fairy one more time, bro. Or what was the football movie he did?
I hate you.
Oh, I know what you're talking about too. Yeah. He played. Yeah, he was with the daughter. He had the little daughter with them. Yep.
Yeah.
God, bad
anyway. Well, you guys. Go ahead. We'll finish you off one more time, and then we'll call it a night.
Yeah. Black Adam, I think, is one of those movies. I think that's hopefully it's going to be in the direction of phase 2. I really do believe. Oh, I Kevin. I've been talking about that for years, for months now. We get that. That's $1 billion franchise before they even make the movie. You give me Michael Keaton as the older Bruce Wayne. I want the Batman Beyond, the young kid. I want the kid that is in the Maze Runner. That kid to play Terry McGinnis. I think he would be a perfect set for it. He looks. I think he could play that role really good.
He's ideal. He fits the character mold. He's young enough. High school into college. Even if he like he's a little bit older, but high school into college year look. And you have him for a solid, 7 years right there.
If you don't get him, maybe the kid that played Percy Jackson in the Percy Jackson movies, he could be young enough to play Terry McGinnis.
Can I just say, if they did a Batman Beyond movie, what was it? The one with the Joker where he was where he got I forgot the Robin. Tim Drake. Was it Tim Drake's Robin?
Yes.
It was Tim Drake's Robin. Yo, if they recreate that, I'm with you, Bergy, 100%. Like they do the series, and then okay, yeah, okay.
Could you imagine that being the first movie that they do for Batman Beyond?
And that's the way they can. They can, but that would be dope. That'd be a great second to third movie because you got to explain Terry McGinnis and who he is.
Yep.
And it doesn't fit because that's a more experienced Batman Beyond.
That wouldn't be a third movie. That'd be the second movie because in the third movie.
And then the third movie could go against Superman, the older Superman. Oh, that'd be dope. Oh.
But if they did the Batman Beyond, he does get like a almost like a young Justice in a way. He brings in an older Static Shock.
Yeah.
Who was in that? You also brought in Martian Man. Hawk Girl and Green Lantern's child. Who was a combo of the two of them. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Hawk, yeah. So you could do some characters and you could spawn off some other storylines from that. That would be absolutely incredible. So
that sounds like a Warner Brothers production for CW if they actually do this. Not a live action because you'd have to do a ton of live action stuff and get an older Static Shock.
I want
Static Shock. Could you see that?
Hey, Samuel Jackson, Static Shock. Oh no, I don't. They're a little too old. I
know. I was just saying, Michael B. Jordan, Michael Keaton, only two actors to play heroes and villains. What movie?
Well, we got Michael Keaton, Batman, and the Vulture and Spider-Man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger. Go ahead. And what was the hero?
He played Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fantastic Four movie.
Boom. We don't talk about Fantastic Four though.
Fantastic Four with a box around the four, technically.
Yeah, bad.
Oh,
Very bad.
I
bad.
like that, Kevin. Stick around. We may need you for these quizzes.
Right?
Technically, Michael Keaton played a villain as well too, and a hero. So he's played a villain and a hero 3 times. We forget Birdman.
Oh yeah, that's right, Birdman.
Hero, and in RoboCop he played a villain.
Okay, so I didn't watch Birdman. Was it any good?
Yes.
I heard it was long. Okay, it's good. Okay, I'm gonna watch it then.
It is long though.
It gave you hope and to why he is good with a cowl on. Okay. Why you had hope to bringing him back as Batman. That movie gave us Batman hopes. And instead we got him as Vulture yet again. This time wearing a full-fledged helmet instead of a cowl.
I still liked it. Liked him.
Michael Keaton as older Batman that's done and he's retired because of an injury or something. Seriously.
Yeah. Leave baby Grogu alone.
Anyway, it's about that time. We'd like to thank all you guys for watching us. I hope you guys all had a great Christmas. Yes. And we will be joining you all in the next new year as well, too. Hopefully in full force. Yes, Leslie and Sammy was missed. You can catch this young man right here on his podcast show, Last Stop on the L. And you can catch this man right here to my right, whatever side of your screen he's on. Every Tuesday, if not here, this week in culture. My name is Arash Zandieh. Happy New Year, and we will see you all very soon.
Wait. Split was a great movie. End scene. Oh!